Stats SA will release the third quarter gross domestic product figures, and the question is our economy recovering? To discuss what to expect this afternoon, let's speak to economist Bonke Dumisa. Prof, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure to have you with us this morning. Most analysts not expecting good news. What's your forecast?
I also don't expect any good news, and I'll tell you why I don't expect any good news. We'll be looking at the third quarter GDP figures against the very uncomfortable bad figures released for the second quarter, which was at 0.2% growth and 0.9% annualized growth. And then you compare that to last year's GDP economic growth rate for the third quarter, which were at a massive 66% because we had just come out of COVID. So what you are comparing this third quarter's figures is really bad enough. And then to make things worse, this includes the July period when we had the massive July criminal economic sabotage in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. So that has actually made the monthly figures bad. So you cannot expect the quarterly figure to be better if ever the monthly figures were bad. So let us just wait and hear how bad it is going to be, not how surprisingly good it may be.
Which sectors are likely to have taken the biggest hit, Prof, and which have proved the most resilient?
I think the mining sector has been trying to be resilient, and mainly because of the PGM group, that is the platinum group, has made the mining better. But the resale sector has taken a knock because of what happened in July in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. But it was trying to get better, but it's not yet really there. So that's why I'm saying it's a touch and go situation. So we can only hope that only the next quarters, the fourth quarter, which will only be released next year, will be better. But the third quarter figures from all angles does not really look promising.
Prof, what's the actual size of our economy now relative to pre-pandemic levels, say before February 2020?
We are far from it. Many of us hoped that we were going to be better by now, but when you consider that we have had the second wave, the third wave, and now the fourth wave, so every time our hopes go up, then these new waves take us back, and that is where the problem is. That's why I'm saying, if you look at last year's third quarter, 2020 third quarter GDP figures, they were at 66% because we had just come out of a very restrictive COVID-19 period. And what is happening now for the third quarter this year, instead of improving, they could have improved because we had just come out of yet another wave. But then the July thing messed things up. But let us not really lose hope. Cumulatively, the South African economy is really building up. Cumulative.
Where do you see growth coming from in the medium term, Prof? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes, the retail sales seem to be picking up. Of course, for the fourth quarter, not this third quarter, you'll see them really up because many entities, including those which were hardest hit in July, reported very exciting high sales figures. But those will only come at the beginning of next year. But for now, not a single sector really that I'm going, other than the mining at least. They're okay, and the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector seemed not to be affected by all these things. Those are the two areas that I can say may be better. The manufacturing sector was not impressive as well.
Yeah,
but let us wait for
We've spoken a lot about the agricultural sector over the last sort of 2 weeks. Where's that boom coming from?
The agricultural sector has not really been affected by all these things, because what has been happening is we have the rains, etc., and it's only certain parts of the country where they still have adverse effects. The only problem they have within the agricultural sector is when they move goods then from the farms to the end users, and with all the transport challenges which have pushed up the food inflation. But that's a debate for and a discussion for another day. But they've not really been hard as hit as the other sectors of the economy.
Well, Prof, thank you for your time. We appreciate it, and we'll call you back to have more debates and more discussions. That was Bonke Dumisa, an independent economic analyst.